The UK, one of the most powerful economies in the world, home to royalty, history, and endless cups of tea. But what's life really like behind the postcard image? Do people actually enjoy living here? Or is it a daily struggle? Is it a land of opportunity or financial stress? And is free healthcare truly a blessing? Or does it come with a hidden price? By the end of this video, you might completely rethink your view of life in Britain. And trust me, there are things no one tells you before moving here. Let's be honest, one of the biggest fears when moving to a new country is, will I make friends? If you're from a place like Spain, Brazil, or Turkey, where friendships happen instantly, the UK might feel cold. Brits are polite, but they don't open up right away. Small talk is common, but deep friendships, those take time. It's a cultural thing. People value personal space and don't want to seem intrusive. So, don't expect a stranger to just invite you to their house for dinner like in Italy or India. But once you crack the code, Brits can be some of the most loyal friends you'll ever have. Where does social life actually happen? Pubs. A British pub isn't just about drinking, it's a social hub. It's where people bond over football, complain about the weather, and debate whether tea should go in before or after the milk. However, here's the catch. If you live in a big city like London, making friends is a completely different challenge. London is a city of 9 million people. But somehow, it can feel lonely. People are always rushing, commuting, and working. Social life exists, but you have to actively look for it. And if you wait for someone to invite you first, well, you might be waiting a long time. So the question is, can you handle the UK's social culture? Or would it be too isolating? Let me know in the comments. Imagine this. You wake up one morning with a fever and body aches. In many countries, you just go to a doctor the same day. But in the UK, you call your local GP, and the receptionist tells you the next available appointment is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. This is the NHS, the National Health Service. One of the UK's biggest prides, but also one of its biggest problems. Let's break it down. The NHS is publicly funded, which means doctor visits, hospital stays, and surgeries are completely free. No insurance, no medical bills. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the hidden cost: the waiting times. Need to see a specialist? That could take months. Need surgery? You might have to wait a year unless it's life-threatening. In 2024, NHS waiting lists hit a shocking 7.5 million people, the highest in history. Now, to be fair, the NHS does an amazing job in emergencies. If you break a bone or have a heart attack, you'll get treated instantly. But for everyday healthcare, the system is struggling. That's why many people, especially those with good jobs, pay for private healthcare on top of the NHS. It's expensive, but it lets you skip the queues. So, is free healthcare worth it if you have to wait forever? Or would you rather pay to get treatment faster? What's your opinion? Drop a comment below. Alright, let's talk about money. Because at the end of the day, a country can have great healthcare and amazing social life. But if you can't afford rent or food, what's the point? The UK has always been one of the world's strongest economies. But in 2024, things are getting expensive. The biggest shock for most people moving here is rent, especially if you're in London. The average monthly rent in London is £2,500. That's over $3,000, and that's not for a fancy penthouse, it's for a small one-bedroom flat. And it's not just rent. A simple grocery list that used to cost £30 a few years ago Now it's £50 or more. Energy bills? Through the roof. Gasoline? £1.50 per litre. In fact, a survey in 2024 showed that 57% of UK households say they struggle with the cost of living. That means over half the country finds daily expenses a challenge. So, is the UK still a good place to make money? Well, yes and no. If you work in finance, tech, or medicine, you can make great money. Salaries for these jobs are much higher than in many other countries. But if you're working minimum wage, you'll struggle. So, is the UK still a land of opportunity? Or has it become too expensive? Let's hear your thoughts. So, let's say you're planning to move to the UK. Where should you live? Because here's the truth. Living in the UK isn't the same everywhere. London is a different world compared to Manchester or Edinburgh. So, let's break down the best cities to live in and the pros and cons of each. London, the fast-paced powerhouse. London is the dream destination for many. But is it actually the best place to live? Massive job opportunities, especially in finance, tech, and media. One of the most multicultural cities in the world. No matter where you're from, you'll find a community here. World-class restaurants, nightlife, and entertainment. There's always something happening. Expensive beyond belief. Renting a tiny one-bedroom flat costs around £2,500 per month. Crowded and stressful. Commuting during rush hour is a nightmare. Can feel lonely. Despite the millions of people, making close friends here takes effort. London is perfect for ambitious professionals who want to climb the career ladder, but not great for those who want a relaxed lifestyle. Manchester, the London alternative. If London is too much, Manchester is the next best thing, but is it the right choice? Cheaper than London, rent is almost 50% lower while still offering a buzzing city life. Huge music, sports and arts scene. It's home to two of the biggest football clubs in the world. Strong job market, especially in tech and media. Weather is even worse than London. Expect rain, and more rain. Public transport isn't as developed as in London. Can feel small if you're used to bigger cities. A great choice for young professionals who want a city with opportunities but without London's extreme costs. Birmingham, the underrated giant. Not as famous as London or Manchester, but Birmingham is quietly becoming a top place to live. Biggest city outside of London. Lots of job opportunities. Affordable housing compared to other major cities. Great transport links. You can reach London in just over an hour by train. Lacks the cultural hype of London and Manchester. Some areas still feel industrial and not very modern. Public transport isn't the best. If you want affordability and city life, Birmingham is a great middle ground. Edinburgh, the fairy tale city. Love history, nature, and stunning views. Edinburgh might be for you. Absolutely beautiful. Ancient castles, cobbled streets, and breathtaking scenery. High quality of life, less crowded and stressful than England's big cities. Strong job market in finance, education, and tourism. Housing can be pricey in the city centre. Weather is cold, windy, and unpredictable. Job market is smaller compared to England's cities. Perfect for those who want a slower, more scenic lifestyle, but still want city conveniences. Bristol, the hipster paradise. Want a creative, laid-back city with a cool vibe? Bristol is the place to be. Booming creative scene. Perfect for artists, musicians, and entrepreneurs. Mild weather, by UK standards. Warmer than most other cities. Vibrant nightlife and food scene. Expensive compared to other cities outside of London. limited job market. Good for creatives, but not the best for finance or tech. Public transport isn't great. A great city for young creative people who want a relaxed but exciting lifestyle. Where should you live? Which city is right for you? Let's recap. London. Best for career-driven professionals, but expensive and stressful. Manchester. A great balance of job opportunities and affordability. Birmingham. An underrated city with lots of potential. Edinburgh. Perfect for history lovers and a slower-paced life. Bristol. The creative hub for artists and entrepreneurs. So, which one would you choose? Tell me in the comments. So after everything we've covered, here's the final verdict. If you love stability, free healthcare, and good wages, the UK is still one of the best places in the world. But if you're looking for sunshine, easy friendships, and an affordable life, you might struggle. At the end of the day, life in the UK depends on one thing: what you want from life. Some people move here and never leave. Others can't wait to go back home. So let's settle this debate. Would you move to the UK? Or is it better to just visit as a tourist and leave the stress behind? Let's talk in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into real life around the world.